Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with another video, and for today's video I am going to be weekly checking in for both week 1 as well as week 2 of my December monthly budget. I am so happy to be back here tracking my expenses again with you all on camera. And yeah, I'm just really pumped. I already did go ahead and set up pretty much every spread. And so I did set up this December monthly budget spread with you guys on camera, so definitely check out that video. It should have been a few videos ago on my channel. Then I did go ahead and set up my variable income spread. Today we'll be setting up our weekly check-in spread here, which I forgot the other script, I just realized, but that will be on these 2 pages. And then I did go ahead and set up my sinking funds and transaction log, and I already went ahead and put some transactions here. I also wanted to go ahead and make sure to use all 3 of the washi patterns that I offer in the shop. So this is the floral one, super cute. They're all foiled. Then I have the presents, which I'll be using for my weekly check-in spreads, and then I have the poinsettias right here, which super cute. And then once again the presents for my monthly view. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start with setting up my weekly check-in spread, since I already did go ahead and lay down all of my bill dues as well as budget expense stickers. So let me go ahead and lay down my stickers. As promised, I am definitely trying to be better about tracking not only my expenses, but making sure that at the end of the month, I know exactly how much it is that I'm spending and that I stay within my budget. Because I honestly have not been doing that the past almost 2 months, and I just need some structure back in my life. So here is the presents washi. I hope you guys can tell that it's foiled. It's really cute. And I'm going to go ahead and lay down the weekly check-in script on top. Now the categories that I weekly check-in for would be categories like my groceries, household items, allowance, beauty, and gas. Those are for the most part the categories I've always included in my weekly check-in. So since I have so many of them, and there are going to be 5 weeks this month, I already went ahead and checked, I'm going to of course be using both this page as well as the next page there. So what it is that I do is I'll go ahead and I'll do this first one, and then I'll go ahead and fast forward it. But I'll take this page flag down here or up here, and then I'll go ahead and write out what my week 1 is going to be. So week 1 for me is going to be from the 1st until the 5th, and then I like to go usually from Monday through Sunday. So from the 1st until the 5th is week 1. And I'll just write that in there. And then I'll go ahead and write out my categories. So once again, like I mentioned, I have groceries, household, eating out, allowance, beauty, gas, and then I do like to track any unbudgeted expenses. So I'm just going to go ahead and write out unbudgeted, like so, and then I'll go ahead and lay down the rest of my strips here.
Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the windows in the rain is pouring, it will always be Christmas in my heart. But this...
Alright, so I made my lines here for all of these sections, and I'm going to break up my month with you guys. So the second week, week 2, is going to be from the 6th until the 12th. Then week 3 will be from the 13th until the 19th. Week 4 will be from the 20th until the 26th. And then week 5 will be from the 27th until the 31st. So those are going to be my 5 weeks. And today, like I mentioned, we're going to be weekly checking in for week 1 and 2. So So let me just write out my categories for this section as well. And I'm going to just make dashes for the rollover section, which if I would have been budgeting last month, I usually like to roll over the leftover amount that comes from these categories, with the exception of like groceries and gas. So since I wasn't budgeting last month, I'm going to just make dashes there since I don't need that category. I have seen people make like a straight up like just line on top of the plus sign. You could do that, but I completely forgot that I wasn't rolling over anything, so just gonna make dashes there like so. And I think I'm all ready to go. So since I have all of my stickers laid down already, I'm going to go ahead and just lay down no spend stickers. So these no spend stickers are from my shop, Romina Rosa. Actually, all these stickers that you guys see here are from my shop. I like to mark my no spend days. It just kind of makes me happy to track them in my monthly view with these stickers. So I actually don't have that many no spend days for these like 2 weeks. So I have one on the 4th and on the 5th for the first week. And then the second week, I have one on Friday the 10th and Saturday the 11th. So those are all of my no spend days for those 2 weeks. And here, as you guys can see, I have this key which I've made out of a compliment card from Erin Condren and a coil clip connector also from Erin Condren. And then here I like to go ahead and lay down my budget expense sticker colors with their respective categories. So as you guys can see, red means unbudgeted. This rosy color from the Neutrals collection is groceries. This fog color, also from the Neutrals collection, is for household. This light pink is for eating out. These two are actually December exclusives. I believe this is December 1 and December 2 or December 3, but these I'm going to be using for allowance and beauty. Purple is gas, and then this cream color, also from the Neutrals collection, is going to be for any other expenses, which other for me would be anything that I'm not weekly checking in for, but that I do still have in my budget. So as you guys can see here, I have some like other stickers for training, my semi-personal trainings that I attend every Tuesday and Thursday. And although I don't weekly check in for that, I do have that in my budget. So that's kind of what that other category is utilized for. And yeah, okay, I think I'm ready to go. So let's start with week 1. I'm actually going to use this little bookmark, which I actually love. This one is from the Hello Kitty collection. It's really cute. Okay, so week 1, let's go ahead and start with groceries. For groceries, I have one expense of $4.98, which I could not even tell you guys what I bought that day. Oh, I think this day I might have gotten some like Christmas like wrapping paper or like boxes, and then I just bought, I think, a snack that day. So that was $4.98. So I do like to separate if, let's say, I bought groceries and Christmas like items or things that I would take out of my Christmas sinking fund. So that's kind of why I only spent $4.98. So I'm going to write out $4.98 spent, and remaining we have, let's see, we started with 300. So 300 minus 498 means that at the end of week 1, I had $295 with 2 cents. Then for household, I don't have any. I have one transaction for Bath and Body Works. I believe I got some soaps, some hand sanitizers, and a candle. I think this was their annual candle sale. So I spent $42.17 for Bath and Body Works, and that I did take out of my household category. So I think I started with $100. So remaining at the end of week 1, I had $57.83. Then for eating out, I have 2 transactions. One of $19.85 for Dialogue Cafe. I believe we got some protein shakes, me and Paula, and what we like to do is we'll like take turns buying the protein shakes. So like this time it was my turn, next time is her turn, and so on and so forth, just because like we always go together anyway. So that was on Thursday, and then on Friday I had an expense for eating out for In-N-Out, and that was $17.70. So I like to check them off as I'm going through. So in total I spent $37.55 for eating out, and I believe I started with $200. So remaining I have $162.45. Next, for allowance, I don't have any transactions this first week, so I'm going to write just a 0 here, and I know I have $100 remaining after week 1. Do I have anything for beauty? I do have something for beauty. So I went to Ulta with my grandma, and I had to return an advent calendar I had purchased in the month of November. And so I ended up just getting store credit, and the difference I went ahead and took out of my beauty envelope. So the difference was of my beauty category, not envelope, I'm not doing envelopes right now, but the total for Ulta was $25.77. And I budgeted $200 for beauty this month. So in total I had $174 with 23 cents remaining. And then did I pump gas this week? I did pump gas. That was $48.94 for gas. And I believe I budgeted $150. Yes, $150 for gas this month. So remaining I have $101.06. And then I don't have any budgeted expenses this week or the week after, so I'm just going to put 0, and then I'll just write a dash here because I do not budget anything for that category. So those are my remaining amounts at the end of week 1. Then moving on to week 2. For groceries, I have 2 expenses, one of $7.20 from Target and one of $66.86 for Sprouts. So check these off. So in total I spent $74.06 for groceries on week 2. And so I'm going to subtract that from a remaining of $295.02. And in total I have $220 with 96 cents. Then for household, do I have anything? I do not have anything, so I'm going to go ahead and just write 0 and just bring the same number that I had left over last week, so $57.83. Then for eating out, I have 2 expenses. I went out for some sushi with my cousin Darren and his girlfriend Eliana, and I actually did film these things for Vlogmas, and then Panda Express. So in total I spent $50.29 for eating out, and I had $162.45 remaining the week prior. So now I have $112.16, which if I want to see how much I would have to spend for the next 3 weeks in order to be okay with eating out, I would divide this by 3. So let me just do that so I can get an idea. So I would have to spend around $36 each week in order to be okay and to not be overeating out, which is kind of what I'm shooting towards right now. I did go to get brunch with my sister and some friends, but that I took out of, thankfully, my girls' night fund, which that's a sinking fund that I'll go ahead and show you guys in a second. So I'm really, really thankful that I had that, because I was able to go on a girls' kind of, not night, but girls' brunch. There you go, girls' brunch. So that was eating out. Then for allowance, I did spend $18 on the 7th. My sister actually ended up going to the Urban Spectrum, and they have a Hello Kitty cafe, which if you guys don't know, I love anything Hello Kitty. And so she was showing me a few of the mugs that they had available, and I really liked one, so I ended up purchasing one for $18, and that I took out of my allowance category. So that was $18 spent, and I started with 100. So remaining I have $82 for allowance. Next beauty, I got a pedicure on the 8th, and that came out to $51 after tip and everything. So that I'm taking out of beauty, and I had $174, so that means that I now have $123 with 23 cents. Then I don't think I pumped again. I did not, so I'm going to write 0. And then I know I don't have any other expenses aside from like training, so I'm going to write 0 for unbudgeted as well. So then for gas, I have the 101.06 remaining, and then a dash for unbudgeted. So these are all the numbers that I have remaining for the rest of the month, which I think I'm doing pretty good. Of course, I did overestimate for a few of these categories like groceries. I did go ahead and add a little bit more for eating out, and I think that was pretty much it. The rest was pretty much the same as always. But yeah, I'm really happy to be tracking my expenses because I can definitely see how much I have to last me until the end of the month. Like something that I've been over in, just because I've been tracking my groceries, is my groceries category. So I'm going to go ahead and divide this $220.96 by the next 3 weeks, which means that I would have to spend around $73 in order to be good, which is very doable, I think, considering I spent $74 last week. So I think I'm doing pretty good so far, but I would say definitely stay tuned for the next weekly check-in videos because it's the holiday season, guys. So I don't know if I'll have to buy like extra items for Christmas Eve or anything like that. So we will go ahead and see. But that's kind of the end of the weekly check-in. I did go ahead and notice that I did not check off my bill dues. So I did go ahead and of course pay for my car. Then insurance went through as well. Renter's insurance too, and I'm not checking off the training, so the other stickers, because those I will go ahead and total up at the end of the month once I go ahead and close out this monthly budget spread. So yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for the weekly check-in part of this video. And now before I go, because I actually don't have any like business expenses aside from PicMonkey, I am going to show you guys my sinking funds and transaction log. For sinking funds, I did go ahead and pretty much stay with the amounts that I ended off in the month of October. And as you guys can see, there's a lot of zeros here because I only stuffed a few of my categories here for this month because for the most part, I thought my Christmas sinking fund was pretty well funded, especially because I had been stuffing that since the very beginning of the year, which I'm thankful for, because imagine if I wouldn't have been stuffing it as much as I had and then took my 2-month break, I definitely wouldn't be okay, and I'd probably be stressed with Christmas presents right now. But thankfully I am not, because I had not only my Christmas sinking fund but also one for my car tags, which those were actually due this past week. So let me show you guys my transaction log. This is how my transaction log is looking so far. I have a few transactions for Christmas. I spent $43.10 for some wrapping paper and boxes. Then also on the 5th, from my clothing fund, I spent $102.60 for some clothes from Zara. I went ahead and, like I mentioned, used my girls' night sinking fund on the 5th as well for $62. On the 9th, I used my miscellaneous fund, and I spent $33.01 for a new protein powder. I had just run out of the one I've been having for a while, so I just thought I would use my miscellaneous fund for that. So that was the first week, I believe, or this was the first week. And then the second week, I have another transaction. Well, this is from the 6th until the 12th, so all of last week. I just decided to compile everything together. For Christmas, I spent $502 with 64 cents for Christmas presents. So I pretty much have I think most of my family members, I want to say. Definitely stay tuned because I planned on filming a Christmas shopping list. I think that's what it was called, the sticker that I released for December, just so we can be a little bit more organized with like Christmas shopping and everything. I do still have to pick up some things for a few people, but for the most part, I did, I think, pretty good this past week on that. And then last but not least, on the 12th, from my car tags sinking fund, I spent $247 for my car registration, which once again was such an easy transaction for me. Instead of being stressed and like scrambling for the $247, I believe I was stuffing my envelope with $24 a month. So if you go ahead and split your car registration into 12 months, especially for like next year, for me at least, it's not as bad as having to pay the full $247 in one go, I would say. So that's kind of why I love sinking funds and I love stuffing them every single month. I always talk about how much I like my sinking fund. I love my sinking funds. But yeah, those were all of my transactions for these past 2 weeks. And I think with that being said, that is going to be it for this weekly check-in video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed coming along and seeing what I've been spending. If you guys enjoyed this video, as always, please do not forget to give this a huge thumbs up, as well as subscribe to my channel if you guys are not subscribed already. And hopefully I will see you guys on my next video. Bye guys!